Do the Waratahs avoid being gored by the Bulls? And Kafe, who knows, maybe even win?
I don't know if they can win it, Nick. I think it's a big mountain to climb up there in Pretoria. It's in the high veld. It's tough. But you know what? The Waratahs will have picked up a few things from the game last week, having watched the Brumbies play. And it will also give them some idea about the Bulls. You've got to stop this ball movement of the Bulls. Last year, Marta, you said the Bulls kicked all the time, 38 average kicks per game. This year, first two games, only 25 kicks. It's a big shift for them, and they are using the ball. So in order to stop the Bulls, I think you've got to get the ball and hold on to it. But let's have a look at what the Bulls like to do. And I often look in the first few minutes. This is the first couple of minutes of the game. And I'm watching this game as the opening exchanges, and I'm having a look here at Mornay Stone, and he's 10 or 15 minutes deep, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm going, drop goal, here it comes, here it comes. But he was never lining up for the drop goal. It's not something that they're focusing on this year. They want to shift the ball. And you'll note here that they've got runners out here all in motion, all ready to go. As we roll it on, watch them. They'll look to use the ball. Players are deep, running onto the ball. That's not a team who kick it, and they keep it alive. Straight out of the tackle, that's an orchestrated play to get the ball to your men on the outside, and have a look where they're standing. I mean, right here on the edge, we've got the open winger on the touchline. That's not something you've seen from this Bulls side in before. They want to use the whole width of the field. Here they create a 2-on-1, just can't get it away. Francis Fanafo does a good job on Zane Kirshner. And again, a little bit later in the game, they're really looking to stretch the Brumbies in defence. And this is what can happen when you play against the Bulls. And this is what the Waratahs need to be ready for. They'll stretch it, and then they'll use this big pack of forwards. And that's part of the reason why they've got their two best defenders in at 10 and 12 in the back line, Alan Gahu and Berrick Barnes, to stop these big forward runners. Because it's what gives the Bulls team momentum that allows them then to use their pace on the outside. And here is where you've got to stop them. Because they've got two options then. Pace on the outside, or if they get in behind you, this is the guy you've got to watch, Furu Pereira. Pick the ball up and snipe. He's the best scrum half going around at the moment, and they'll want to keep the ball alive. So that's a real concern, I think, for the Waratahs. They've got to stop the Bulls using the ball, and they've got to hang on to the ball themselves. Because when we saw the Brumbies play, and in the first half particularly, they scored plenty of points, and they scored their points by holding on to the ball. Marty, you said that the Waratahs have kicked a lot of ball away this year, and I think that's a real problem in their game. If they can hold it and do what the Brumbies did, and let's have a little bit of a look at what the Brumbies were able to achieve, I think they give themselves an opportunity. The Brumbies found holes on the outside, and it was really, and this is something that Berrick Barnes and Daniel Alangahu have the capacity to do, and that's to draw a forward out of the line. Because the way the Bulls' defence set themselves in defence, we'll show it in a moment, they're susceptible to being pulled out of the line and then play going on the outside. Watch here as the Brumbies use the space, spread the ball into the outside channels and make some yards. There's a real opportunity, and this is another opportunity from Luke Burgess. And we said just moments ago that he needs to pick his times to run. These are when there are great opportunities to run here against the Bulls, because they're a little bit slow at organising their ruck defence, because a lot of their players like to mark grass. They use a real wide defensive pattern. They just want to stop you ever going around them, because they're worried a little bit about the pace on the outside at times. So they use a wide defensive pattern, which means if you spread them, there are opportunities in the middle of the field. You can see them up the top there, marking grass. Good break here made by Josh Valentine, which then creates an opportunity for you. But you've got to put numbers in the breakdown. And the Brumbies made the mistake of not putting men there to secure possession. So when you get the ball, spread it wide, get numbers to the breakdown and hang on to the ball. Because if you don't against the Bulls, you're in a bit of strife. The Bulls will clear this ball and kick it away. We know they can do plenty of that. And that is an issue for the Waratahs this weekend. Once again, you can see here Matt Giddo running at the defence, and this is what you want to see. If you're a fly half running the ball, these are the things you want to see. You want to see the outside players. This is what you've got to look for as a running fly half. Take the ball to the line and have a look at their heads. They're all looking at the ball carrier. They're not looking at the runner out here, Stephen Moore, who's going to go beautifully through that gap. It's a classic fly half play here, something Daniel Alangahu and Berrick Barnes can both do. They can get the ball to the line and throw that pass on top of the line and create opportunities. And here, from the next phase, this is where the Brumbies score a try out wide, because they've caught the Bulls napping in midfield. You can look at them there, all three tight forwards or two tight forwards and a loosey, caught in the middle of the field, don't have the pace on the outside, and the Brumbies just use the width here to get numbers, and they've got plenty of them. out wide, it's your classic 6-on-2 scenario. You're going to score. The Waratahs can get the ball, get it to the midfield, and then stretch the Bulls. Burgess running around the fringes, look after the ball in the breakdown. They can score some points.
Well then, the answer then is who's going to win, or the question is who's going to win.
Well, I'd like to think the Waratahs could win, but this is a pretty good Bulls team. This is one of the real contenders for this tournament. Don't think the Waratahs will win. The Bulls will win it by 15.